I believe that we're all energy beings and frequency down to the atomic level. We're constantly vibrating. My point is that we've been listening to sound since before we were born. And maybe you don't know it, but every sound and acoustic environment you create actually affects your being. And we must think about the silence to find the music in what we do. I can basically change your mood depending on the sound and frequencies I produce. I'm a right brainer who comes from a left brainer's world. And for any of you who've experienced even a tiny bit of this, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Do you see the difference? Well, in this case of us electronic musicians, we experience the world in a very different way. We use both sides of our brain. The science of frequency crosses over. I compose with my right and engineer and DJ with my left. We're constantly shifting between hats. The creative hat, the curative hat, back to the creative hat, back to the curative hat. It's very interesting, I must say. I'd like to share a little bit about my journey of frequencies and the subconscious with you. I believe that we're all energy beings and frequency down to the atomic level. We're constantly vibrating. Can you even think about this? That as we speak, we're floating amidst sound waves. Nothing really is as it seems. Before all of this sounds like too much of jargon, I'd like to show you a visual representation of sound. I'd like to do two little experiments with you. Number one, I'll ask all of you to make a lot of noise. And as you do, I'd like you to notice the visualizer there. The number two thing we'll do is remain really quiet. So guys, give me some lot of noise. You can see that the visualizer is actually showing you all the frequencies that we just screamed out. Let's keep quiet now. We're actually surrounded by sound waves as we speak. The point of us musicians is to use this frequency as our playground to manipulate you. Just let me explain to you a little bit. Every human hears between 20 hertz to 20,000 kilohertz of sound every single day. Why am I talking so much about frequency? What's it got to do with all of this? Actually, quite a lot. Being a neuro-linguistic programming student has taught me the two parts of our mind. We have our conscious mind and our subconscious mind. The conscious mind is a part of us that actually is only 10%. This part of our mind is our waking state. It's the part of us that thinks, analyzes, plans, and has short-term memory. Versus our subconscious mind, which has spiritual connection, feelings, emotions, addictions, long-term memory, creativity, intuition. The list goes on and on. What is my point to you? My point is that we've been listening to sound since before we were born. And maybe you don't know it, but every sound and acoustic environment you create actually affects your being. I'd like to share with you a few sounds, 4 completely different sounds, to see what it does to the room. You may have experienced the last 4 sounds, completely different sounds, have created different energy in this room. My point is that our subconscious has been listening since our mother's womb. Depending on the acoustic environment you create for yourself is what you change your life. We have a choice. In life, there's noise versus music. The choice is yours. Being a musician and coming out of Bombay, the most chaotic city, I couldn't find the music in that noise. And I had to step away to find my solace, to create my voice and my art that helped shape my life and hopefully will shape the world around me. I want you to think about this for a second. All of us live in crazy, hectic cities, big cities with cable TV, with telephones, networks, Wi-Fi, people, traffic. Why are we so hectic? Why are we so chaotic? Why is everything about time? What's going to happen next? You know, we have money to make, business to do, versus people that live in small towns by the beach. Not saying we don't want to live in a hectic environment because we want to grow, but the balance is really important. And we must think about the silence to find the music in what we do. Think about all the sound that you create in your life every single day, that you take into your environment that can help change your life. And I'd like to leave you with a new project that I'm working on that's going to release in 2014. I hope you enjoy and have an amazing frequency floating time in your life. Thank you.